Hello and welcome. This is the Midday News. After almost 40 years of limited banking options, BSP Financial Group Limited this week successfully opened its new Telep branch, which includes ATM services. The facility is housed in the Telep District Administration Office Complex and offers full banking services to customers, including opening accounts, over-the-counter cash transactions, and access to lending as well. BSP Group General Manager Retail Ronesh Dayal attended the opening and shared that the opening of this facility is a demonstration of the bank's ongoing commitment to change and growth. Dayal said this year the bank is taking bold steps to enhance its services. Previously, local residents were challenged by travelling to Vanimo, Kionga and Tawabil for their banking needs. The new branch now provides this vital service to more than 50,000 people living in the Telefomin, Yapsi and Oksapmin LLGs of the district. The Morobe Liquor Licensing Board has once again come under fire for the increasing social disorder caused by cheap alcohol. Community leaders, including the member for Ley John Rosso, have questioned why the board is indiscriminately issuing licenses to trade alcohol. In their fifth board meeting on Wednesday, November 13th, Morobe Liquor Board Chairman Gyasi Lasse and his board members resolved to ban the sale and consumption of cheap spirits in Morobe effective December 1st, 2024. However, he pointed out that the factories that are manufacturing these cheap liquors followed a long process before seeking a license to trade alcohol.
We are the last people to give them license. Like when you want to sell beer, you come in, but process plow, you come inside, you come to the beer whether in good plow or no good. You got all land working for work stuff, like customs, health, all by looking most of the end. And already Roman consuming or no that. You got all authority stuff, logis, logo come now. We all legalize we all last land, we are the last people. You come, so long as you can be a meeting, you come whenever no, we best give license, approve license.
Late Assistant Commissioner of Police for Training Peter Phillip was honoured and given a final farewell during his funeral service at the Reverend Sione Kami Memorial Church in Port Moresby yesterday. His body departs Port Moresby today for burial in his home village of Hagama East, Yanguru East Sepik Province.
Heads of department and management of the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary, led by the Commissioner of Police David Manning, paid final respect to a comrade, colleague and friend, the late Assistant Commissioner of Police for Training Peter Phillip, during his funeral service at the Reverend Sione Kami Memorial Church in Port Moresby. The late ACP joined the force at the tender age of 19. After passing out from the Bomana Police College, he was posted to Ley Central Police Station and worked there from July 1980 to October 1982. At his passing, he had clocked in 44 years of service to the force and the government and people of Papua New Guinea. He was ACP training until his untimely passing on November 1st, 2024. Top Cop David Manning said the late ACP had unwavering commitment to supporting the people of PNG and worked according to the constabulary's vision and mission.
In his early days, his unwavering commitment to serving the people of Papua New Guinea and advancing the constabulary's mission was evident.
Manning said throughout his career in the force, the late ACP served in various units, including criminal investigation, traffic duties, and special service division. Manning said his performance in every role stood out and enabled him to continue in management positions.
Some would say he was a professional policeman, a policeman's policeman. It is a rare characteristic nowadays to display such traits, to dedicate your whole life to serving your people and proudly wearing the uniform that we all wear today.
The late ACP's legacy will live on. Manning thanked Phillip's family for supporting him for more than 4 decades as he served in the force. One of the late ACP's many friends and chairman of the Teaching Service Commission, Samson Wangiomi, gave an emotional tribute on behalf of the grieving family. Wangiomi expressed how proud he was of his late friend, whom he described as determined, loving, caring, and a passionate police officer.
And as a community and as a tribe, Peter, we are very, very proud of you. You are an example to many police officers, and I can attest to that. And I concur with our commissioner, who has said he has set an example. You have set an example.
Late ACP Phillip is survived by his 2 children and 6 grandchildren. He had lost his wife years ago in 1985. Today his body will be brought home to Isipik to be buried. Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
Prime Minister James Morobe and several ministers of state had a meeting yesterday with a business delegation from the United States of America, led by the U.S. Ambassador to Papua New Guinea, Anne-Marie Yastishok. The delegation comprised 16 members from the U.S. government and private sector and are here to explore and discuss business opportunities between United States and PNG. This is in line with the agenda pushed by Prime Minister Morobe to U.S. President Joe Biden's administration over the recent years to have more American presence in the Pacific, including PNG, and to elevate Pacific nations' relationship with the U.S. from reliance on aid and grants to proper engagement in trade and commerce. Morobe then continued his advocacy on PNG as an ideal investment destination, highlighting its robust democracy and free market economy, its strategic geographical location between the Asia and Pacific regions, and its potential in offering green energy as to mitigation strategy to address the current climate crisis. More than 40,000 people have marched on New Zealand's parliament in support of Maori rights. Demonstrators say a divisive bill aimed at reinterpreting the country's founding treaty document would diminish the hard-won rights of First Nations people.
Of a long journey, the passion undiminished, setting off from the far north last week and growing along the way. The march, or hikoi, arrived at Parliament in Wellington, numbering in the tens of thousands. They oppose a bill introduced by a minor party in the coalition government that aims to reduce the influence the Waitangi Treaty has on shaping New Zealand law.
We are taking the treaty to a place where everyone owns the constitutional future of this country, not just a minority of self-appointed experts.
The ACT Party argues the 184-year-old treaty signed between the British and Indigenous Maori discriminates against non-Indigenous citizens. The party's Treaty Principles Bill passed its first reading on Thursday after opposition parties performed the haka in Parliament and ripped up a copy of the legislation. The bill is not expected to become law, but critics say it's part of a wider movement to dilute the rights of Maori.
A lot of the actions coming out of Parliament lately haven't been suffice for Māori, I guess, and part of today is reminding the relationship between Māori and Crown.
I'm here to support, our treaty, to honour the treaty. The government just trying to take over and take everything from us.
A movement with its roots in the past, determined to protect Māori future.
Sydney's rail network will grind to a halt between Thursday and Sunday due to industrial action. The industrial action will impact Sydney intercity and suburban lines only between 10 p.m. on Thursday to 6 a.m. on Sunday. Transport for New South Wales is preparing for alternative services, including buses for major events over the weekend and school services.
A rejected offer threatening to bring Sydney's rail services grinding to a halt.
I need to inform the travelling public that there will not be train services between Thursday and Sunday this week.
The rail union had put an ultimatum to the state government to either run 24-hour services on all lines Thursday to Sunday or face a complete shutdown.
If we continue to try and run 24-hour services over the weekend, the fact is that it will eventually lead in the failure of our rail network.
The government agreed to a 24-hour trial last weekend but proposed to limit that to the T1 line this week.
At this stage, that proposal has not been accepted, the bans have not been lifted, and we're now just over 24 hours away from that action kicking in.
Union members are now expected to walk off the job.
It's not enough running that one line between Strathfield and Hornsby to make us drop our action. That calls for 24-hour running.
But the union says its shutdown will only impact services on 2 days, not 4.
There may be some disruption on Friday and Saturday, but there shouldn't be any disruption to the commuters of Sydney on Thursday or Sunday.
The face-off comes amid a broader stalemate over pay.
We want this bargain done before Christmas. So it is incumbent on the government, the ball is in the government's court now, to come and sit with us at the bargaining table and get this deal done.
Commuters are dreading the possible shutdown.
Not helpful, that's for sure.
I have my work at the weekend.
I don't know, maybe I'll just take my car, which is obviously not the best outcome.
To add to the chaos, rock band Pearl Jam is expected to perform to 40,000 fans in the Sydney Olympic Park, and thousands more are expected at A-League football matches at Moore Park. Transport authorities say those events will be very difficult to pull off without the rail network.
It will be a very challenging night at Olympic Park unless there are train services operating.
A weekend of chaos for millions of commuters.
In sports, the Pacific Cup stands out as one of the 3 newly regionalised international tournaments underway in Gold Coast, replacing the 2024 International Cup. In this exhilarating competition, Papua New Guinea AFL junior teams, under-17 female Kurakums and under-17 boys Binatangs have contested to the best performance, taking out winners and runner-up ahead of their Pacific counterparts. The spirit of Pacific AFL is on the high in the Gold Coast, contending against each other as PNG dominates against Fiji, Nauru, Tonga, Vanuatu and South Africa. In the senior men's action, PNG men's team Mosquitoes are super performers, taking out their first winning run against Fiji, and the women's PNG Flames winning against Tonga. The action continues today as PNG looks to retain the Pacific Cup. Sporting codes in East New Britain have been urged to revive and re-establish their local associations at their respective districts. Provincial Sports Coordinator Benjamin Hekau has been tasked to facilitate the process of getting all major sporting codes in the province, have proper executives in place, get them registered with IPA before seeking government support. So far, 20 codes have been formally registered. He has helped them with a template on areas of registration, how to do reports and acquittals, how to do annual reports for the association, and importantly, how to write sponsorship proposals. And finally, the Socceroos had a golden chance to stamp their authority on their World Cup qualification group this November. That is the story of this qualification window for the Socceroos, who may look back on this pair of matches as a series of missed chances. They will be hoping that they do not come to rue them. Not once but twice this week, the Socceroos have missed opportunities to break away from the pack of teams chasing Japan, who appear almost certain to finish top of the pool. Australia are, after 6 matches, sitting in second spot, 1 point clear of the other 4 teams in the pool, who are all locked together on 6 points. The Socceroos have now drawn 3 straight matches against Japan, Saudi Arabia, and now Bahrain. And that ends the midday news. Do join us at 6 tonight for the main news. Bye for now.